Hello my friends, welcome to Together Run 44. Honestly didn't think I was going to be doing this today, but here we are. I want us to begin as we always do by connecting with some element of nature. I am actually able to see that the buds are really coming out on the tree out the front of my house now. Like I can actually see where they're starting to, I don't know, whatever the next stage is, germinate? No. I really should look that up. Okay. Be connected. Some element of nature. Okay. Are you ready to begin? 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Just gonna settle into a nice rhythm here. And as I said, I didn't think I'd be doing this today. It is actually 4:45 p.m. here. I don't even know the last time. Well, actually, I do know that last time I ran that late, and it was about a week ago. But running from home, I don't even know the last time I ran that late. I can't think of a time. It's just not something I typically do. If it gets to this point in the day and I haven't run, I usually don't. And the reason for that today for me is, as of me recording this, it is day 1 of potty training for Chloe. And so Steve and I have been watching her all day long, and because Bailey's only 4, she still needs a lot of attention. So it's been pretty full on. And I'll explain more about what we do, which I found incredibly helpful for Bailey. And she was potty trained by like 23 months, 22 months maybe, last time around, but I'll tell more about that later. For now, if this is your first Together Run, welcome. I'm hoping this is going to work. It's pretty cold here today, in the 20s. Haven't done it together on this cold, I don't think. So hopefully my phone is going to be okay out in the cold air. And hopefully my fingers are going to be okay holding onto the phone. I've got gloves on, but still tend to get pretty cold quick when they're not like together. So we'll see. That said, I actually intend on this only being 30 to 45 minute run, just to get something in today for me. So not going to be a 60-minute group. I apologise about that today, but we've had another very cold, wintry week this week, and so the only warm day we had that would have worked was the one day I had my workout, and so I nearly didn't do one, but when the opportunity presented itself to go now, I thought, let's just do it, because I really love knowing that we have this commitment to each other. And yes, on occasion we miss, but even if it seems difficult, or seems like it might not happen, we still do our best to do this together. So thank you for also making that commitment to run with me too. You helped me get out the door today, really. I was very close to not doing it, doing a run at all, but then thinking about you all those pictures of you I get running with me really helped me to be like, let's just do something, even if it's just a 30-minute run. So that said, if this is your first Together Run, welcome. If this is your 44th, welcome back. And we are going to begin in just a minute, a few minutes later than we usually do. But we're going to begin with our usual, which is a body scan. So what that means is I'm going to have you work down from the bottom of your head to the tips of your toes. I'll call out the various body parts, call attention to it, and you can just pay attention to how you're feeling in those areas. And we're just checking in with our bodies, because we don't often do that on our runs unless we are told to or reminded of this. I hope some of you still have adapted this to become a regular part of your run. I'd really love to hear if that is the case. But yeah, so we are going to begin. I'll start in just a second with a body scan. I'm just trying to decide where to go. I was going to do somewhere different, but it is really pretty busy right now. And so I think I might just go to our usual spot where it's quiet. Because otherwise, I don't know how loud the cars are for you, but it might be quite distracting. That said, as we know, runs are sometimes awkward and busy. Runs are sometimes squeezed in parking lots, and often it doesn't work out the way we intended. So I'm sure you can relate to a run like this. Okay, so starting at the top of your head, working your way down, going round the back of the head, as Jennifer mentioned a few weeks ago, really seeing if you can feel those muscles in the back of the head coming around to your eye sockets, in through your nose, into your mouth, making sure nothing in your head is tight or clenched, squinting, going down into the jaw, the front of the neck, back of the neck, continuing down. Let's go into your shoulders, and the back, your upper back, and working your way down into your arms, the upper arms, going into the elbow, lower arms, wrists, hands, and fingers. And then going back into the torso, going into your chest, down into your hips, waist, to your glutes and pelvis, working your way down into your hamstrings, around the front to the quad, into your knees, the back of the knee, the upper calf, shin, the lower calf, your ankle. Think about the inside and the outside. Going into your heel, and the arch of your foot, the top of your foot, and finally into your toes. Just going to give you a moment to reflect. How's your body feeling? How's my body feeling? Not great. I did just go up a hill. I definitely feel a little bit stiff. Feel a little bit heavy and tired. By the way, when I say heavy, I've become aware recently, not through anything anyone has said, but just listening, I just want to clarify that when I say heavy, that's a word we use in England, and I'm sure some other countries around the world, where we basically mean lethargic, legs feel like fatigued, weighted down. I don't mean that I feel heavy, like as in big. I just want to clarify that I'm not trying to encourage you to use those words if to you that means like something that makes you feel self-conscious. To me, that's a good word to describe when I'm feeling fatigued or lethargic in my legs. But I just wanted to clarify that. How is your body feeling? Okay, so next, mentally, if I were to ask you, and those of you who joined me on the Facebook Live in Running for Real Superstars the other day, you know that I got all the way up into the front of the screen and asked, how are you? And so I want to ask you that now. How are you? Really? What would you say? Just want to give you a few minutes to think about that. How are you? Really? Sure you're digging deep. What would you tell me if you felt comfortable? If not, just keep it to yourself. Okay, thank you for checking in. How am I mentally? Pretty out of juice today. Like, I haven't got that much left. A lot of that is because our two babysitters have cancelled a lot this week, and I haven't had much time to myself. And as I mentioned about the potty training, it's pretty tiring to watch a 1-year-old constantly for a day. Yes, she had a nap in the middle, but during her nap I took Bailey to a class, and so even that wasn't really a break. So I'm just feeling a bit blah, but nothing bad specifically. It's not like I'm I just kind of feel a bit out of it, I suppose. And I know there's some of you that are thinking, why are you doing this with us then? Why didn't you take the week off? And as I said, I wanted to do something. You've committed to me and I commit to you, and I wanted to get some kind of a run in. It's good for my body and my mind, so why not do it with some of my friends? Okay, so next we're going to go through our Census Check-In. We're going to begin with a nice deep breath. Let's do another one. Okay, thank you. And I want to begin by asking you, what do you smell? What do you taste? Those two are usually interlinked. Let's see, is it the same thing? Or is there something different for each of those that you're experiencing right now? For me, I smell like new construction smell, with that I don't want to say like plasticky, but kind of is. There's a lot of new houses in the area I'm in, they're working on them, and I can smell it. I'll smell something that reminds me of houses. And taste, I ate half a peanut butter cookie before I left, so I'm definitely tasting that, not just in my mouth but in my throat as well, as a bit of indigestion. What about you? Okay, moving on to our sense of hearing, auditory, if it is safe to do so. I'm going to ask you in a minute to remove your headphones or pull them out of your ears. If it's not safe to do so, feel free to listen to the sounds in my surroundings. It's weird actually. There's one thing in this time of day, it's a lot quieter than it is earlier in the day. The birds must be sleeping. Okay, so go ahead and remove your headphones if it's safe to do so. What do you hear? I don't know what else the problem could be. All these new houses have cut down all the trees on their lot, which breaks my heart. And so without many trees, where do the birds go? So that's probably more of why it's quiet. Anyway, tangents. Right, what do you hear? A few more seconds. Okay, thank you for checking in with your sounds. As you may have heard me mumbling, I think the lack of birds I can hear at this time of day is more from the fact that all these new houses chop down all the trees, and so the birds don't have anywhere to go. And so I didn't really hear too much. I could hear cars whirring in the background, hear some heaters going. Now I can hear a dog barking, but otherwise some branches swaying, but not. It's pretty quiet. Wind chimes now. What did you hear? And I just want to say, I know quite often I get caught up in these environmental tangents, but I don't know. It's honestly something I really, really struggle with, is cutting down trees on plots of land just to squeeze every last centimetre out of the house, size of the house. And I know to everyone, I think, oh, one tree, I'm only cutting down one tree or 2 trees or 5 trees. What does that matter? But I don't know about you in your area, but I can really see where the new big houses are, just because there's no trees. Well, there are little baby ones, but no big, beautiful, strong, older trees. And I feel sad when I see that. And so I just mention things like that, just to, partly because it's my truth, you probably can tell, but it really bothers me. Like, when I see trees being cut down in this area that their bases are bigger than my arm circumference. Is that a term? What is a term? Width? It's not width. But anyway, whatever it is. It just, like, it brings me to my knees. I feel like I can't concentrate because I just think about what the years that tree has been growing year after year, and now it's just gone to make room for a bigger house. It just upsets me. Anyway, let's get back to our senses. Okay, so next we're going to do a sense of touch. What is it you feel? Either on the inside or the outside, with your skin facing the outside world, or also just, what's going on the inside. What do you feel? Few more seconds. Okay. What do I feel? I feel my pointer fingers on both sides are a little cold. I feel the material of the hat on my head against my forehead. Feel a little bit of a stiff spot on the back of one of my ankle heels, and feel just the cold touching my face. Okay, and finally, sight. I'm not going to give you any guidance, just want you to make sure you hone in on some details. Searching for things. Doesn't have to be as many things as you can, but just a few small details that you haven't noticed before about your surroundings. Here you go. Few more seconds. Okay. Thank you for doing your Census Check-In. Thank you for listening to my side turns as I go off in a world of thought. Next, if this is your first Together run, this is where I typically ask you for your updates that you would share since we ran together last Monday. However, if you're new, you can just share a little bit about yourself. What would you tell me if this was your first time running with me? What would you share about yourself, your life, whatever you want to add? So I'll just give you a few minutes. What would you tell me? There's some birds. Another 30 seconds or more roughly to go. If you've finished telling me, dig in a bit more. What else would you share? Or what else could you remind yourself of from the last week that's happened? Okay. In terms of updates, well, it's been quite a lot since I last recorded a Together run, in that I went to Austin, and I hope you know by now, because you either signed up for the emails, follow me on social, or you are in the Facebook community, that I didn't get to see Brene, which was the thing I was most excited about. She cancelled for sickness, and while it happened late the night before, I believed her immediately. And part of it was, it's Brene, and I just don't believe she would lie. But also, I really don't want to go about my life thinking that everyone is just trying to sabotage things or playing games. I mean, I know there's a lot of people in the world who are really making pretty terrible choices on a daily basis. And I know that all of us, even those people, are just trying to do the best they can, whatever that looks like for each of us. But yeah, so she cancelled, and it was pretty hard to take, but I still had such an amazing weekend. I had one run where I just felt so good that I intended on doing 6 miles, but I went on to do 10. I ate a fried chicken sandwich, my first chicken anything in a year and a half, and I enjoyed it. Does that not make me a vegetarian anymore? I don't know. I don't really want to abide by labels in that way. Me eating one piece of chicken every year and a half, is that going to change anything? No. Am I still a vegetarian because of climate reasons and how bad agriculture is for our planet? Yes. But I still feel like I should, on occasion, be able to have something if I really feel like it, which I did. And it was so good. So I was glad I did. I also had an amazing time with some friends, various friends, 2 friends for a long run, various walks and talks and coffees with other friends and dinners. And I had the most extravagant dinner I've had of my life with one friend who works for one of our brands. And I've never had a meal that costed $300, but I did on this day, and it was amazing. And I also, Athletic Greens bought me, after the New York City Marathon, they paid for me, or they sent me a gift card for a massage. Well, it was for a Marriott gift card, but they said go get a massage. At the time I didn't, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it now. And so I did, and it was dreamy. It was amazing in every way, and I just felt so much gratitude, not only for Athletic Greens for taking care of me, but just for just my life. I mean, often I feel, what am I doing in this role? I'm not making any difference. You know, the self-sabotaging thoughts we have. But just that small thing they did, well, it's not small really, is it? Massages aren't cheap. But that simple thing just made me so appreciative for this life I live. So that was amazing. So yeah, I had a great week in Austin, a weekend in Austin. It was really special. We had a little photography shoot with this student who goes to UT. She was great. I really loved her. And yeah, it was just a fill me up weekend. I've realised recently how much I need those for my mental health. Oh, we are just a few seconds away from getting to 30 minutes. So 30-minute crew, you can come to a walk. We'll do a few strides in a minute. I've realised how, mental health on a day-to-day basis, I'm generally pretty happy, pretty good. And I think part of it is that I talk about things like to you and to other people about what's bothering me, not keeping it all bottled up. I also have a therapist. Once a month I go to see him. But I think the other part is that I don't need so much day-to-day stuff, but I do need these trips to just be social Tina and to go out and see people and talk endlessly, and not in big groups but in small ones. And so I've been realising lately how critical those pieces are to my well-being. And I'm obviously so thankful that Steve is willing and able to take care of the girls in that way, and we have babysitters to help. But yeah, it was much needed and just really good. Okay, so we ready to do a stride? Just 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Just gonna run about 80% of what a max sprint would be. If I can get across the road. Okay. In 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. And if you're a 30-minute group, come to a walk. If you're in the 45, you can keep going. Just take a few minutes and do another one. At this point, I want to remind you tomorrow, if you're listening to this on Monday, if not, you can 2 weeks from, every 2 weeks, you can find out on the Running For Real website through the signing up for the email newsletter or on social media. We have these, what we call Brave spaces, just a conversation on Zoom. I promise you, it will be the most soul-nourishing, uplifting, positive, empowering thing you could do with one of your evenings. So come join us. There's one at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York time. Tomorrow, which is the Tuesday. Oh, I don't know what the date would be though. I'll figure that out in a minute. Yeah, I'll put links in the show notes. And 8 p.m. Eastern. If you come join us, I'll be on there. Some of the team will be on there. It is just so worth it. And the people that come keep coming back. So come join us tomorrow. It really will be every other Tuesday we're doing these. And it is just so good. If you enjoy these Together runs, you will definitely enjoy that. And actually we even do a body scan at the beginning, which is really cool. And that wasn't my idea, it was theirs. All right, we're ready for another stride. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and if you're in the 30-minute group, you can either keep listening, you can head off on your way. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you on Friday for a regular episode. Okay, 45-minute group. We have 11 minutes. For the 30-minute group, for everyone really. If you are feeling like you want to support running for real and you've been curious about what they are, go ahead and give Athletic Greens a trial. They aren't telling me to say this. They aren't sponsoring this. I just feel so passionately that we could all benefit from this. And it is meaning that you don't have to take all these different pills. You don't have to have a multivitamin and then an iron tablet and this tablet and that tablet and a vitamin D tablet. Athletic Greens can give it all to you. And they really know what they're doing. There's a prebiotic and a probiotic in there. So if you're someone who has kombucha or Activia or any of those other things like that, this eliminates the need for that. And it's 1 scoop a day. So UK, US, Canada, Europe, you all get my special deal. Again, they aren't telling me to say this. I'm just feeling especially grateful for them because they take care of me, and by them taking care of me, it means I can be there for you. So I'm thankful for them. Okay, back to, let's go ahead and do what should we do? Let's do a minute of kind of almost like a meditation like we do sometimes, where we're just going to focus on the movement of running. Nothing else. We're just going to be in our bodies and experience it. So just try, I'll nudge you back in the halfway or so. Just try and be in the experience of running for a few minutes. If you've wandered off, gently bring yourself back in. The last few seconds. Okay, thank you for doing that. I think it's good for us sometimes to, it's not always enjoyable not to have thoughts, because we want to be distracted even if it's by me rambling. But sometimes it's good for us to have that time to just appreciate the ability to even run at all. I said the other day in a social media post that a few days ago I was running early in the morning and this elderly man said, I walked past him and he said, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could still do that. And it just made me realise, we hear comments like that all the time, but he probably was a runner. And imagining how that would feel now if, I couldn't run anymore. And, you had to see other people doing it. What kind of emotions would you have? Or, by the age he was he just, wise and able to just be appreciative? I don't know. But it was pretty eye-opening moment for me. Just that reminder of what a gift this is. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying this actually. An evening run for a change. Seeing the sunset starting to go down. It's kind of nice. Might not appreciate that decision in the morning if I try and run again, but we'll see. So I'm trying to think of anything else I have to share. Oh, I hosted a conversation for International Women's Day for the UN. They reached out, get this, they reached out on Friday when International Women's Day was the Tuesday. But of course, it's the UN, so you clear your schedule. And they paid me the nicest compliments, which was so huge for me. And then they asked me to host this conversation with a fellow climate activist. And I really enjoyed it. And I feel really proud of the representation I gave of myself and my passion for the area, but also while keeping it positive and uplifting. So if you missed that, there's a link in, you can go watch it on my social media, or I'll try and remember to put a link in the show notes, even though I often don't remember to do that. So if I forget, please let me know. But yeah, that was a really amazing moment. I think that's about all my news. Other than, potty training. So I'm not going to talk much about this because if you're not a parent, it's not interesting. But so we use this method. The book is called Oh Crap, Potty Training. Very smart, right? And it basically has you do it in this very aggressive method of removing your child's clothes for... I've got to stop. Across the street. Removing your child's clothes for a day or a few days and just looking for their tells, essentially, like their signs that they need to go. And if you've got to catch them mid-pee and put them on the potty, or you've got to try and encourage them to go themselves. And so it's exhausting because you have to watch them continuously. Like, there's no checking a text message on your phone. There's no getting yourself something to eat. You just have to be watching them constantly. So it's pretty tiring. But we did it with Bailey, and she was potty trained so early, and it was so much easier doing it early. So it's worth it. But yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so in about, I think we'll start doing our second set strides in about a minute. Just going to do another 2. And so because I'm not doing a 60, you will have to get that special one where you do it within the time. That means you jog in between. So we're just going to do 15 seconds or so, maybe a little under, and we'll come to a jog and we'll do another one. So you ready? In 3, 2, and 1. And come to a jog. Give you another minute and we'll do one more. In this minute, I just want to say, when you finish this run, take a picture of yourself, upload it to social media, send it to me. I really love to see these. I know it feels like I'll do that later, or she's not going to notice me. But just that, like I mentioned with the trees earlier, it does matter. And as I said, you were what motivated me out the door today to go for a run at all. So thank you. And I would love to see your smiling face to see who I ran with today, who it was who helped me get out the door, because that means a lot. So yes, take your photo and upload it. It also helps me to share this out to other people, because if we get other people joining us, this continues to grow. We actually have one more thing to say about that in a minute, but let's do our next stride in 3, 2, 1. Okay, come to a jog. When you hit 45 minutes, come to a walk. Just gonna keep going till I get to... Actually, you know what? Let me just stop. I'm just gonna get past this dog. Okay. Just want to say, those of you who are going to Boston, going to be in Boston, I will be doing a... Oh, Jesus, dog's coming to me now. I'll be doing a live Together run from the Tracksmith track house on Sunday morning, and Tommie Runz will be there as well to host it with me. So come meet me at the Tracksmith track house the day before the Boston Marathon, and you'll be a part of a Together run. Wouldn't that be cool? So I hope to see you there. All right, friends, let's finish by connecting with nature, touching something that's alive. I'm honestly tempted to text this dog. No, he's backed off now. And yeah, I know, I'm freaking you out. And take a picture of yourself, of you on this run. You done it? Go on, really, get your camera out. Done it? Okay, friends, send that to me. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next Monday for one of these, and Friday for a regular episode. See you then. Hi friends, just a quick message to say a big thank you to the Running for Real team. While I may be the face of Running for Real and the voice behind the podcast, there are a group of people who are working tirelessly to provide everything that runners could need within our community, to make our community stronger, better, and evolve and grow and learn from one another. We are working really hard to make Running for Real the place we believe it can be within our community. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone on our team. That is Victoria, Stacey, Sandy, Sally, Maria, Kelsey, Kat, Jeremy, and Erica. I appreciate each and every one of you and the hard work that you put in. Now let's get back to the show.